you have a favorite Pac song?
I do. It's a but the version I like is unreleased. It's the unreleased version of Hard on a Nigga.
Is it floating around the internet?
Yeah, you can find that on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Him and Stretch sample, I think he sampled Metallica. It's crazy. It's Pac at his darkest, it's at his tempo. You know what I mean? He riding it, dealing with whatever he was dealing with at the time. Depression, anger, you know what I mean? Optimism all in one record. To me, it's the best of him and Stretch.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Stretch, since our last interview, this guy named Dexter Isaac, who's locked up, claims that Stretch was the one that set up Pac at the Quad studio shooting.
Wow, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dexter, I believe, is doing like life in prison or 40 years or something. You know, so you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt when you hear something like that.
For sure.
Do you believe that?
Being that this is the first time I heard about it, I would have to give that some thought to see what would be Stretch's motive. What did he stand to lose from that? What did he stand to gain from that? It's almost kind of like the Suge had Pac set up situation. Stretch is dead that day, so he's got to be able to hope that, you know, these guys don't bust him, shoot him by accident. You know, it's a lot of things that got to go right for that conspiracy theory to be valid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't, you know, if the shit don't make sense to me, like almost immediately, I start to question it.
Yeah. Yeah, and we've debunked the Suge theory. I feel like
Right.
we've nailed it into the ground.
Right.
If anyone still believes that Suge had anything to do with Tupac's murder, spend an afternoon watching Vlad TV videos with people that were there on both sides.
Either that
nobody.
Either that or get therapy. You know what I mean? Go seek some help for your issues, man.
Well, since last time, I actually did an interview with Jimmy Henchman from prison. And this was actually reported early this month, which I didn't realize, but Jimmy ultimately lost his appeal for the murder for hire conviction that he had. He's already serving 2 life sentences. And I guess at this point, when this appeal has not gone through, Jimmy is going to spend the rest of his life in prison. As someone at the time that was essentially at war with Jimmy Henchman, you know, during the whole Quad shooting era, when you hear that Jimmy's never gonna see daylight ever again, how does that make you feel?
It's unfortunate. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate. And it's a cycle of death and incarceration and, you know, kings having whole empires and losing them. And, you know, it's a redundant story that I personally get tired of hearing, you know. So that's really all I can feel when I hear that. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, I've always had a decent relationship with Jimmy, even, you know, before he got locked up. I've been around him when he was managing Game and so forth. We always were very cordial.
Right.
You know, our interview was very professional. A lot of people say I don't wish jail on my worst enemy. I've never quite understood that. Because if I had a worst enemy, I wouldn't mind seeing them in jail.
You can fuck about him, right?
Yeah, fuck them.
Right.
You know, they doing bad.
Yeah.
I'm not losing any sleep over this.
Well.
Oh well, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
But people have their own things. Some people say that because they want them out so they could kill them. So
yeah.
I don't know.
But I never had these kind of emotions towards Jimmy Henchman, and a lot of time, you know, a lot of time passed by and a lot of growth and, you know, seeing life for what it is and understanding how life works, man. You know, we all got to answer to somebody sooner or later, no matter what we're doing out here. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
you know, when you in the street life or whatever you doing, you know there's repercussions and consequences. So, you know what I mean? I know there's repercussions and consequences for whatever I do. You know what I mean? And so it's hard to feel, you know, anything when it goes, because you know the rules of the game and how this shit go.